Says the Rabbeinu Avram v'derech habitachon b'negiel ha'mayli se'ilu ha'koy v'salachreich ha'shayches l'tzchum v'negabe ha'nashim v'siyomim. The level of bitachon that a person has to use, the path of bitachon that a person has to use with these types of things that are not completely necessary but are close to absolute necessities. They're not absolute necessities in order to survive. A person can survive on a limited amount of bread and water. But the things that are very close to absolute necessities, the things like this that a person has to, in order for a person to live comfortably. The way of using bitachon in these things is as long as I'm trying to achieve them by normal means. There is a famous line of someone once went into the Chazon Ish. What's the difference of bitachon and not bitachon? And so the Chazon Ish told him, it's like when a person is trying to bang a nail into the wall. As long as the nail is going in straight, you keep on banging. As soon as it starts bending, that's it. He says the same thing with bitachon. Bitachon, if someone has bitachon and is trying to achieve these things, a life of comfort, not extras, however, something that are close to necessity. As long as a person is trying to achieve those things with normal means, as Rabbeinu Avram says, as long as he's only doing this with complete bitachon b'Hashem, he's not relying on his efforts whatsoever. He's not thinking for 1 second that his efforts are the things that are going to bring him and achieve him these goals. But everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and this is only because he wants his wife and kids to have these extra comforts, not for himself, because for a Baal Bitachon himself only needs absolute necessities. And as Rabbeinu Avram brings the Raya, Yaakov Avinu himself said in the beginning, all he said, all he needed was bread. But later, when he had the mishpacha and a wife and kids, he said, he understood that once a person had a family, he could go look for some extra comforts for the family. And all that to do it in a way that is regular effort, but with complete and absolute bitachon, that everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and chas v'shalom to think for 1 second that it comes through his efforts. And we see indeed Yaakov Avinu went and was indeed a farmer, was indeed someone who took care of animals, when not only was his parnasa not guaranteed, but it was almost guaranteed not to get his parnasa through that. As the Torah teaches us that Lavan tried getting out of paying Yaakov Avinu 100 different ways. So we see that other Rabbi Yaakov Avinu wanted to get a little bit more for his wife and kids, more than absolute necessities, but only with pure and complete bitachon Hashem, and with absolutely no belief that it will come through his hishtadlus. Not through his own effort did he get that extra, but other Rabbi got it b'schus of his bitachon. Even though that Lavan was trying in every which way to try and get out from paying him any money. As we previously discussed, and not only that, we see that the entire time Yaakov Avinu is repeating to himself and to his family, he's telling them, you should know that all this that we have did not come from because I worked. It came from because HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent it to us. So what's clear here is that we see from these psukim that a person has to always remember and reiterate to himself and to the people around him that his parnas is not coming from his efforts, but only coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And any effort that a person does, especially a Shem Torah mitzvahs, in order to get parnasa, has to be completely dependent on bitachon. The first thing in the morning is to try and get bitachon, not the ishtadlus. And the heart and mind of a person like that should know that all his efforts are to get his parnasa from HaKadosh Baruch Hu and not from his own efforts. Have a wonderful day.